I think anybody with common sense knows that you should be able to make decisions with your body without any government interference. There is supposed to be a separation of church and state. Regardless of how you feel because your religion says one thing or says another thing, it doesn't ultimately matter or shouldn't matter according to the law. But because we've had to have this ridiculous discussion for so long, we've got lawmakers wasting taxpayer dollars to introduce a bill about whether or not men should ejaculate if it's not for the purpose of pregnancy.
He can't say that.
Is he allowed to say that?
Say it louder.
Sponsored by Democratic State Representatives Anita Somani, an OBGYN from Dublin, and Tristan Rader of Lakewood.
The whole entire point of this bill is to call out the hypocrisy of particularly the state legislature when they bring forward bills to regulate women's bodies.
Now, there are exceptions to the proposed law, which include sperm donation, contraception, and members of the LGBTQ community. Men face a maximum $10,000 fine after the third offense if they have sex with a woman without the intention of conceiving a child.
Men have the same rights no matter where they go in the country. Women have rights based on where they live.
It just misses the most basic biological facts and leans in towards middle school humor.
Austin Beigel with End Abortion Ohio calls the proposal disrespectful to the pro-life community and a waste of state resources.
They have to review it when they file it. They're going to have to stick a legal team on it, wasting time on that and delaying other bills that are trying to be reviewed as well.
ABC6 asking viewers about the proposal in an online poll. 26% said it's a good idea. 74% telling us it's a waste of time.
This may be considered a waste of money by some people, but we have had far bigger misuse of taxpayer money in bills that have been proposed and passed.
The final draft still being written. The proposed legislation will get a hearing after it's submitted. But with a Republican-controlled legislature, the bill not expected to go anywhere.
For this particular bill, that's certainly okay. Again, the whole point of this bill wasn't to get it passed. The whole point of this bill was to call out the hypocrisy.
They said that some people oppose this. That's not true. Most people oppose this, as indicated by their poll, where 74% of people said that it was a waste of time, and they agreed. It's absolutely a waste of time. I get the intent. You're trying to wake people up to the fact that the government shouldn't have control of anybody's reproductive organs. You should have autonomy about the things that go on in your life. And I agree with you. I am 100% in alignment with that. I don't believe that the government should tell you if you can or can't have an abortion. I don't believe the government should tell you if you can or cannot do drugs. Whatever it is that you want to do, if it affects you, I think that you should be able to do it. Maybe it's radical. I don't care. This is a waste of brain power. This is a waste of manpower. This is a waste of taxpayer money. I absolutely get the sentiment. Because of Roe v. Wade, we have to resort to this sort of action to call out the hypocrisy. I'm not saying that you don't have a good intent, but the execution is bad. And honestly, there is a false equivalency because there are means of having protected sex to prevent people from having babies. Regardless of if you think you should or not, there is a means to do that. And that's part of the argument, that people should not be using abortion as a form of contraceptive. I don't think that that's happening, but I'm trying to explain to the audience what the argument is. It's not on the woman. It's not on the man. It's not on either person strictly. It's on both of these people to be responsible adults and make a decision either to attempt to bring a kid into the world or take the steps to prevent from bringing a kid into the world. And if you're out here shooting up the club with people that are not your significant other, then you are absolutely playing Russian roulette with your finances and with your life. You need to be more deliberate in the decisions that you're making. One thing that doesn't make sense about this is when you have unprotected sex and there's a pregnancy, there's something visible there. There's a medical procedure that needs to happen if somebody wants to terminate the baby, right? If somebody wants to terminate the pregnancy. For this, how are you checking if people are having unprotected sex or not? How are you finding out if people are ejaculating? That's a reason why this is not an apples to apples comparison. I don't think that the government should be telling you what to do with your body, but this doesn't make sense on a fundamental level. And I don't think that trying to present this argument, especially in this way, is going to help your case as far as trying to roll back Roe v. Wade and some states that have outlawed abortion. They said you shouldn't be having sex at all unless it's for the purpose of contraception. Obviously, we see how those things are apples and oranges. One side is saying you should have protected sex and not use abortion as contraceptive, and the other side is saying don't have sex unless you're trying to have a baby. It's so ridiculous, which is why it's getting attention. And they are making a point about regulating what it is you can and can't do with your body. We all get that sentiment, whether the people on the right are going to like it or not. I actually do want to know what the backlash about this is going to be, because obviously the conservatives are going to have something to say. They never have nothing to say. It's kind of how that goes. So let's check out the comments. This person says, so women bear no responsibility. It's called take the pill. Make it your daily routine. If you can't take the pill every day, get a monthly injection. If you can't be responsible, get an IUD. If that's not an option, schedule yourself for salpingectomy. I looked this up. It's removing a fallopian tube. I looked that word up. The procedure is to remove a fallopian tube. Essentially, this person is saying if you're not going to be responsible for using some sort of contraceptive, whether it's IUD, whether it's take the pill, then go ahead and just remove your fallopian tubes and call it a day. I don't agree with that. People can do what it is, what they want with their body. I don't think that people should use abortion as a form of contraceptive. I also don't think that that's happening. Yes, people have abortions. It's a procedure that people can get, and people exercise their right to do it. Everybody has a responsibility to not make babies that you don't want to raise. Don't make babies out of wedlock. Giving children the best possible chance at a good future. We're all responsible for that. But we also know the reality that there are people that want to regulate women's bodies. Like we said, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but I am interested if this is going to have any rippling effects towards abortion law. I don't think that it is, but we can't do anything but wait and see and try to dodge the nut patrol as much as we can. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. And if you have any thoughts on this article on abortion or whose responsibility it is to ensure that there's contraception, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.